Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. You're joining us for the penultimate round of the Motorsport News Circuit Rally Championship. There is so much to get excited about, and I cannot wait to see how the guys get on. The ND Civils Lee Holland stages. What a fantastic event it is going to be. The sun is currently out, but let's see how long that lasts for. It's not just the overall battles that we're looking for this weekend, each individual class battle. It is still all to play for. Let's get straight out and see how the guys get on. Straight to the action then, and we would see an early lead for Mark Kelly and Neil Coleman. The championship was theirs to lose really, being ahead on the points going into the final two rounds. But that of course didn't take any of the pressure off. They still needed a good result and of course a finish. The competition this weekend was coming from Rob Hughes and Sean Cunniff. The pair always go well here at Anglesey. It's home turf, and this weekend was no different. Second place for now and only 6 seconds difference. Chris West and Keith Hounslow were finding the car suited to the faster open sections of the circuit here at Anglesey, but it felt a little bit too big and lacked some grip on the tighter technical sections. Still, the pair were going really well so far, rounding out the podium places for now. Barry Morris and Tom Hutchins were having a good start to the day. Even with the slightly wet conditions, they were being a little bit cautious because of that, but would end the first few stages with 4th place overall and the Class D lead. For Andy Scott and Matty Daniels, it would be 5th place. The times were improving as the morning went on, and only a handful of seconds separated the top of the results at this very early stage. Joe Cunningham and Josh Beer would be back out in the R5 this weekend after an unbelievable debut in the car last time out. They were struggling to get into a rhythm this morning though and had stalled in the early stages, but the times were still good as the pair lie in 6th place. This would be the first time on a circuit event in the new R5 for Neil and Dan Roskill. The change to the car going well, and despite worries that it might be difficult to get used to, they were certainly putting in some good stage times. 7th place for now. This weekend would be the first visit to Anglesey for Graham Coffey and Georgina Smith. Unsure of what to expect and a brand new pairing here, so they would of course be a little bit cautious at first. That didn't stop them putting in some good stage times though to lie in 8th. David Henderson and Chris Williams felt they probably made the wrong tyre choice for this first loop. A little too hard a choice for the still damp conditions. They still start the day off well though, with 9th place overall and 2nd in that class. Rounding out the top 10 after stage 2 then would be Dave Willett and John Davies, just 2 seconds back from Henderson up ahead at this stage.
Thanks Sam. A quick look then at the classes, and it would be the lead in Class A for Christopher and Anthony Newton. The pair had a 6.5-hour journey to get here this weekend, so they were going to make the most of this and make the result count. They play it safe, wet tyres for the first loop of the day, and that choice pays off. Behind them in the class would be Hugh Williams and Martin Pendlebury. Only the 2nd ever rally for Hugh, so they'd be more than happy with those results so far. In Class B, there'd be no problems at all for Ben Wilkinson and David Batley. They were going well, leading the class by 15 seconds at this stage. The lead in that class over Ashley Morris and Mark Fowler. It was 5 years since Ashley first competed at Anglesey, and since then, she has 45 events under her belt. Safe to say the rally bug has bitten. Josh Payton and Jamie Vaughan would be leading the way in Class C. The pair were still in with a shout at the championship overall, so they'd just be going for it from the start, and that is what we like to hear. A good clean run so far would see them leading the class and knocking on the door of the top 10 as well. Meanwhile, 2nd in that class fight would be Jason and Lee Wilson. The times were good, only 4 seconds off the pace of Payton up ahead. Adrian Spencer and Mark Hewitt would be having a few small issues, but nothing that they couldn't manage, crucially. They lead the way again in the E1 class in that fantastic looking Subaru. Greg Williams and Richard Edwards only had to finish to get a good class result in the championship, so they would certainly have survival mode well and truly on this weekend. Although a spin on the first stage of the day would remind them that a bit of caution was still needed and that it was still theirs to lose. It would be a good start in the MX5 class for Paul Gorge and Daniel Hurst. they have no issues and end the morning's opening stages with the lead. The battle, though, was on from the start, as we've seen from this close class throughout the season so far. Steve Dolman, Julia Perry chasing them down for that class victory, only 3 seconds separating them at this stage. So we're just 2 stages into this rally, the penultimate round of the Motorsport News Circuit Rally Championship. Here's a reminder of those overall positions so far.
On to the second half of the morning then, and it would be no change in that top spot. Mark Kelly and Neil Coleman continue to hold on to that lead and indeed extend it to 9 seconds now. We are having a good day today, aren't we?
We are, yeah, it's going well so far. Yeah, it's warm out there and we are trying, but yeah, as far as times go, yeah, it's going to plan.
Rob Hughes and Sean Cunniff would still be the ones chasing them down for that lead. The gap may have got a little bit bigger, but 9 seconds was not a comfortable advantage for Kelly. Second overall currently, guys. What a day we are having.
Yeah, it's going brilliant. We've just got to keep trying to catch Mark. We've just gone 7 faster there, so let's just hope we've jumped on Mark a little bit there, but no, car's good. Just need some new tyres now.
The stages were drying a little now, giving Barry Morris and Tom Hutchins a chance to really push that Darien. They were still leading the class and now moved up to the podium places overall as well. Current championship title holders, how are we getting on today?
Yeah, it's good. It's hard work. Yeah. Putting a sweat on.
Well, that clearly means that you're trying.
Yeah, it's like a sauna.
How's the car feeling?
It's perfect. This morning was a wee bit damp, probably a bit cautious, but now that it's drying up, we can put the foot down and see how close we can get.
That move would be at the expense of Chris West and Keith Hounslow. They dropped down to 4th place for now, but only a single second behind Morris. So good to have you guys back out with us. I know that you had a few issues with your back yesterday, but how are you finding today?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, it's just so hard to drive this car. It's very big and it's just on the low speed stuff. It's not very nimble, so we are struggling. But I'm happy with the result. We're pushing on, so can't do much more than that really. I'm just tired, getting too old.
And the times were certainly getting better for Joe Cunningham and Josh Beer. They were settling back into the car and climbing up the results, now up to as far as 5th place overall. Josh, were you guys as nervous this morning as you were last time?
Yes, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I tried not to come over because I was thinking pressure's on today, your car 5, both days this weekend, but how's it feeling?
You wouldn't have found us anywhere because we were hiding from you. We're struggling, to be honest. We can't seem to get in a good rhythm. We've had a bit of a stall and stuff this morning, so that stage was a lot better, so fingers crossed we can find some pace and give the lads up front a bit of a...
Neil and Dan Roskell certainly getting to grips with that R5 now as the day goes on. They end the morning with 6th place overall and a big smile on their faces too. Now, gentlemen, I was speaking to you last night and what did you say? I'm just going to get to grips with the car. Yeah. You seem to have got to grips with it quite quick.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's just coming to me now. It's brilliant. I'm really enjoying it. That last stage, perfect. Really loved it. Yeah, it's unbelievable car. I can't wait. Get the rest of the day, get a good result. That'll do us. But yeah.
Andy Scott and Matty Daniels dropped down a little now at the end of the morning with 7th place. Still close to the pace though and could easily gain a few places back in the afternoon. What a day. You were having such a good morning. How's it going inside the car?
Yeah, this stage was good, but the previous stage we went on wet tyres, which was a gamble because it was drying out. But we lost 8 seconds to our closest competitor, but that felt good that time. So hopefully we pulled some back.
Things starting to look not quite as great for Dave Henderson and Chris Williams. They were having an issue with the starter motor, having to bump start the car out of service. The car was fine once it got going, but of course they would have to drive with a little caution until the problem was fixed, as a mistake on the stage could cause them to stall and not be able to get the car going again. We understand tyre choice was kind of crucial this morning. How are you finding it?
Oh, I'm not making the right one. So I was too hard on the first one, but the starter motor's failed, so I'm having to bump start it out of service, so I have to drive in mind that obviously I can't make a mistake because my starter button doesn't work.
Dave Willett and John Davies gain a place in these stages, stepping up to 9th place overall now and 3rd in their class. rounding out the top 10 now would be Graham Coffey and Georgina Smith. Dropping down the results a little but still going well and putting in some really good stage times. Only 3 seconds back from Willett ahead too. Graham, first time at this circuit, how are we finding it?
Oh, this is really hectic. I don't know what Georgie's doing, but she's keeping us really good on the notes. There's a lot of splits in there, a lot of merges, and yeah, that was a good workout in there.
So, with the morning now complete, the top of the results look like this.
On to the afternoon stages then, and a look at how the results were decided. We start with our classes, and sadly for Steve Dolman and Julia Perry, after putting up such a good fight, they'd have a problem with the alternator at the start of stage 3, costing them a maximum time and dropping them further down as overall results. They still managed second in the class though, with some good times. There'd been no change in the top of the results though for Paul Gorge and Daniel Hurst. They'd enjoyed the tight and technical parts of the stages here. They suit the car so well. They take the MX-5 class victory here today. Greg Williams and Richard Edwards did exactly what they needed to do in the E1 class, but it wasn't plain sailing. They were suffering with power loss as the day went on. They managed to get to the finish, but this is a fast rally and they'd have a lot of work to do before the next event tomorrow. And taking the class victory would be Adrian Spencer and Mark Hewitt. A good result for the Subaru pair with only minor issues to contend with throughout the day. We'd see a little change in Class D. Martin Hodgson and Tony Jones ending the event second in that class after some movement around the leaderboard in the afternoon stages. But it would be a triumphant Dave Willett and John Davies taking the class win. They also end the event 8th place on the overall leaderboard. On to Class B, there'd be no catching the lead for Ashley Morris and Mark Fowler. They settled for a fantastic, though, second place overall in the class. Everything going to plan for the pair throughout the day. And that means, well done the eagle-eyed among you, it's the class victory for Ben Wilkinson and David Batley, their first clean run in the championship this season. Although they develop a gearbox rattle on the final stage, ultimately putting them out of the final round, taking place the following day here at Anglesey. Alternator problems on the final stage would mean Hugh Williams and Martin Pendlebury have to limp to the finish. But they do still come away with a fantastic result of second in class this weekend, and a bit of confidence to take through with them into the final round and perhaps into next season. There'd be no catching, though, our class winners here. Christopher and Anthony Newton. They had been on a charge all season, and today was no different. They changed to slicks later in the day. The times were looking pretty good, it has to be said. They take the class victory with a comfortable margin at the end of the day. Class C would be a little bit different in the afternoon compared to how we left it in the morning. Matt Pearce and Jez Rogers ending the event second place in the class. But there would, however, be no change to that class lead. Josh Payton and Jamie Vaughan taking the victory. The pair also finishing the event by rounding out the top 10 leaderboard overall as well. A good, clean run to that result here at the penultimate round of the series.
Alistair and Colin Inglis make a move up the results in the final stages to finish inside the top 10. They end the event with 9th place overall. Sadly, we would lose David Henderson and Chris Williams when they break a shaft on stage 6. They had a huge amount of help from other competitors' service crews, who amazingly clubbed together to get the car ready, back out for the next day. A great example of sportsmanship being shown. We saw them before in their class results, but it would be 8th place overall this weekend for Dave Willett and John Davies, taking that Class D win as well. Jack Thorne and Andrew Richards would be another crew climbing up the results in the top 10 in the afternoon stages. They end the event with a fantastic 7th place overall. Graham Coffey and Georgina Smith get themselves back up the results again to end the day with 6th place. A great end to the event, especially for the first time at the venue and their first time in together. Event sponsors Neil and Dan Roscoe would be more than happy with the finish today. They really settled into the new car well and were putting in competitive times. They end the event with 5th place overall. Sadly, we would lose another of our crews in Barry Morris and Tom Hutchins. They exhaust made a bid for freedom on stage 6. The crew managed to get it back and temporarily fix it to the car to get out onto the next stage, only to find that then the suspension arm was broken. Game over for the pair as they are forced to miss the final stage. There wouldn't be any climb back into the podium for Chris West and Keith Hounslow. They have to settle for 4th place overall. Still a really good result for the pair. On to those podium places then, and it would be 3rd overall for Joe Cunningham and Josh Beer. Another great result, and they were continuing to impress with their times. Only the 2nd outing in that car. For Rob Hughes and Sean Cunniff, it would be 2nd overall. As much as they tried, they were unable to quite catch the leaders. They'd only dropped a few seconds here and there, but it was enough to mean 2nd place would be where they ended up in the penultimate round today. So that means it's the win for Mark Kelly and Neil Coleman. A great end to this round and some great times on the stages to take the win by 19 seconds at the end of 8 tricky stages. So before we chat to the crews at the finish, here's a reminder of how those final results looked. Mark, Neil, I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. I mean, to be setting up the pace like that from the start of the day, and then that was it. There was no question, was there?
Yeah, and we were kept honest today by Rob and Sean. So yeah, listen, we said on the way here we wanted to put down a benchmark on stage 1, and then if we came out of there with a lead, let's just keep it there. That's the way it's worked, and yeah, we've had to push hard today, right the way through, and yeah, just delighted to be here. Yeah, really am.
I feel like I've been in the car with you, right? Because when you came around that corner and you two were smiling, I was just like, get out of the car, get out of the car. What's it been like from your side?
It's been a brilliant day today. I think on stage 3 I actually shook Mark's hand. I think we got out of the car and it was like, that was just one of those stages that you just go, yeah, we couldn't have done much better on that one. So, but no, it's been a fantastic day. Some of the times, we'd say Rob's been pushing us, but we knew we had to get out of the blocks this morning, which we did. To be fair, and we sort of managed it all day really. So, but no, brilliant. Really pleased.
Rob, Sean, what a day, what a podium. I mean, I feel like I've been rallying with you all. It has been awesome to watch. Congratulations. 2nd overall, how are we feeling?
Yeah, great. Car's been brilliant. Sean's been spot on. We've had a really good day. Same result as last year. Couldn't quite get the next step, but no, really happy. Got to grips 100% now with this car. We just need to move on forward. So, but no, great.
You did look absolutely fantastic out on the stages, and I mean, we've just been talking to Mark and Neil. They said that you've been right on them, pushing them all day, and as soon as you got out of the car, what did you do? What time did you do?
It's been one of them all days. I've been they've put a separate garage both sides, so it's been a bit of a long walk here and there, but no, we've matched him on a couple, so I'm really happy with that. Rob's driven spot on today. We've actually got a complete bumper on the car, not like last year. Huge thank you to the team, all of you guys and everything. So no, really happy, good day, and all again tomorrow as well. So no splashing overalls.
Josh, I mean, we've always enjoyed you rallying, and we were saying today on the live stream, you've been driving that like you've been driving your Corsa all those years ago, just flinging it about, and to get a podium finish, 3rd overall, what a result.
Dream come true again. You know, we genuinely didn't expect it. We were well off the pace this morning, but we've improved during the day, and yeah, managed to get some good times and get on the podium. So yeah, over the moon.
Well, that is it for another day. What an event. It has been so close all day. What a podium. massive congratulations to our top 3, and special achievement for Joe Cunningham and Josh Beer. Managed to be the first crew to ever get me with champagne, so we're going to go sort that out. They're going to sort the cars out ready for tomorrow, and we'll do it all again then. See you later.